overall, I really love this football team and our offense.
Coach Doman just made a nice comment about what an exciting time it is to be a Cougar. As you guys knock down wall after wall towards that season opener, does it just keep getting more and more exciting?
Yeah, it gets more and more exciting. I mean, as our team progresses and as we get better and as we're developing, it's exciting to see where our football team is at. I mean, that's really where you get to tell what kind of football team you're going to have this season is through fall camp, and the way we've started, it's really exciting, and we still got mental errors that are going on out here, but that's okay. That's the start of fall camp, and we're throwing some new things in here, complicated things, and that's fine. We're happy with that we can go back to the film and correct those things, and once we get those things corrected, we'll be a tough football team to stop.
With the amount of weapons you have on offense, from 3 returning running backs, a couple of promising receivers, 2 preseason honor candidates on the line, do you ever feel spoiled?
I really do. I feel really lucky to be a part of a great program like BYU and to be in this situation at this time. Going independent, there's so much excitement around this program right now. To be the quarterback of BYU at this time, it's really humbling, and trust me, I'm working my tail off to make sure that there's no disappointments.
With so many players back, have you noticed an advanced progression as opposed to last year?
Well, it's huge. I mean, whenever you can have veteran guys that have played before and that know the ropes. I mean, even with the new offense that we brought in this year, I mean, we've picked it up really fast, and that there's a huge difference from making a mistake and wondering what's going on versus dissecting the play after and going, yeah, we know exactly what's going on, and we're not going to let that happen the next series or the next play, and that's a sign of a great football team, and that's a sign that we got a good group, and that we're going to get those mistakes corrected, and we'll be well polished coming into the season.
Does it surprise you anymore that you had over 7,000 people show up for this?
No, I mean, I'm excited. I'm really happy that we had a great showing here. I mean, I'd love this whole place to be filled with. That's how exciting I'd love this program to be juiced. The fan base to be juiced about this program. I mean, that'd be pretty sweet. It's fun to have the fans come out here. You're grateful that they are excited about the program and they want to come see what's going on and they want to come support the team. So, we're happy they're here.
Jake, the other quarterbacks, you talked about the contribution they make competing and in the meeting room.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, really, you look at this quarterback group, and it's a great quarterback group. I mean, all these guys can, they could play. They could play. They could be a Division I starter. Unfortunately, there's only one that plays here, but they're phenomenal quarterbacks here, and it's a pleasure to be with them. In the QB room, on the field. They push me. They help me get better. They really help me, and during the games they help me a lot. With things that hey, what they saw and what I saw and those types of things, and they've really handled the situation well, and I couldn't ask for a better group of guys to be with.
Especially considering they're older than you are, does that impress you even more about their attitude?
Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't even imagine stepping into that situation, and these guys are a great group of guys, and it just tells you what kind of character they have and what kind of people they are, that they want to stay here and when they want to be a part of BYU and what it stands for, and you just love to be around guys like that.
Jake, you made the decision down here in the south end zone today to throw the ball through the back of the end zone when no one was open. That was something that I'm not sure you would have done this time last year. Maybe talk about your progression personally and your growth.
I think as you just get experience and as you understand, I mean, at this point it's, making those types of plays that are, not necessarily the, plays that fans, are like, oh yeah, that's an amazing play, but just taking care of the football and making sure there's no turnovers and being the guy that people can count on to make the right decisions. So that's all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to step up for my team and be the guy that they can count on.
Everyone knows that Matt Reynolds is a special offensive lineman. Mm-hmm. Who's the guy on that line though that keeps everyone even keeled and keeps them going down the field and getting up when they get down?
Well, I think if you look at our forward turning starters, you look at Matt Reynolds, who everybody knows about. He's a special guy, and I really don't know if people realize how talented he really is. He's such a phenomenal lineman, and I'm so lucky to have him blocking my blind side. I'm really fortunate. And then you have Terrence Brown, who's probably one of the best centers in the country, and for him to take over and call the protections and do those kinds of things is not normal. It's difficult to do, and he does it probably better than anybody, and so that's fun. And then you have a nasty physical guy like Braden Hansen at guard. That's he's just going to mash people during games, and he's always fun to watch. And then you got Braden Brown, who's probably he's a physical specimen out there. I mean, you just look at him, and he's dedicated. He's worked extremely hard to get to this point, and he's turned into an amazing football player, and I'm lucky to have him for another year, and he's an amazing right tackle. So I mean, I'm very blessed to have great linemen around me.
First series you came out 5 for 5, 50 yards on the length of the field touchdown. How important is that to do first series?
Well, it's huge. I mean, it sets the tone for the rest of the game, and it's kind of, it deflates another team when you're able to put drives together like that, and not just me going 5 for 5. It's our run game. We're getting 4, 5, 6 yards a pop in our run game, and it's tough to stop a team like that when your offensive line takes over and your running backs take over a game like that, and then you have to worry about the pass and the play action and other things that we're going to throw at defenses. So if we're able to do things like that, it's going to be a phenomenal year. We just got to keep working hard, and we got the talent, we got the guys to do it. We just got to keep working.
He had Appo one-on-one coverage down the field, got a PI out of that. Anytime you see Ross with one-on-one coverage, you go in there?
It's it's kind of a no-brainer type of thing. I mean, Ross is a special player, and he's such a vertical threat down the field that if he's not catching the ball, then you're gonna have to PI him, because that guy is so dang good. I mean, that's really the only decision that a DB has. I mean, he's a phenomenal player to go to, and we have really great receivers out here. McKay Jacobson making great catches, and Cody Hoffman, coming together and working hard, and J.D. Falsliff, and Ren Brown, and J.J. DeLuigi, and Brian Correa, and Juice Quezada. I mean, you look at all these, and our tight ends. I mean, you look at all these guys that we can throw to. It's tough for a defense to stop, because you really don't know who to key on.
You got long to Marcus Matthews twice in a row. Just came back. Talk about the play he did today.
He did really well. I mean, coming off, he's had an injury with his shoulder, and so for him to come out here and make some catches is phenomenal, and you got to love the toughness in that, and these guys can go out there and make plays, and you got to rely on every single guy to do their part and be in the spots that they need to be in, and when they're doing that, it's phenomenal. It's hard to stop this offense.
Jake, 1 week into fall camp, first scrimmage is down. Do you feel as a team that you guys have progressed more than at this point last year?
Absolutely. I think we're miles ahead of where we were last year. I don't think you really could I don't really think you compare last year to this year as far as our offense goes. There's so many different things and components that are different. But I love this team and where we're at. We still got a long ways to go. We're still making some mistakes, myself included, and we got to progress. But I really love where our football team's at. I love where how our defense is playing, and the intensity that they're playing with, and our offense, and the way we're moving the ball, and just being sharp for the most part. And when we're able to be on all cylinders and not making any mental errors, we're going to be a really tough team to stop, and that's what the goal is for the next phase of camp.
What's the greatest need of improvement for the offense where you are right now?
The greatest need is just mental errors. I think that's the biggest part of this, is we can hone in on the mental part of the game. Really, if you look at physically, we were moving the ball really well. I mean, the only thing that was stopping us is really our offense and the mental errors, and our defense made some great plays out here. But if we can cut down on some of those mental errors, we're going to be a good offense, and we're going to be tough to stop. If we can be assignment sound, that's really where we want to be.
Where you think you are right now at your rate of progression? On September 3rd, is this team going to be better off than it was on December 18th at the bowl game?
Yeah, it will, absolutely. I think we have the talent, we have the schemes with Coach Mendenhall and Coach Doman, and our offense and our defense are just getting each other better. I mean, consistently every day, defense is getting after us, we're getting after them, and they're throwing new things at us, and we're throwing new things at them, and really we're just getting each other better. I mean, there's such a progression every day, and it's really fun to watch these guys get better and better, and we're going to be a good football team, and I just, it just really is up to us on how good we want to be.
Jake, assess yourself.
Thanks, Jake.
Just